And with continuing threats from ISIS, another 350 U.S. troops are preparing to go to Iraq this morning. The State Department wants those extra security forces for its workers and buildings at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. The White House says the troops will not be in a combat role, but this move does bring the total number of American troops in Iraq now to over 1,000.
CBS News senior security contributor Mike Morell is in Washington. He is a former CI deputy director. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
What might come out of these meetings that the president is having in Europe, and might there be a plan to attack ISIS?
Charlie, I think we need a three-pronged strategy, and that's what I hope gets discussed at these meetings. One prong of the strategy would be in Iraq, which is to go after them militarily using the Iraqi military and the Kurds, backed by U.S. airstrikes, underpinned by a political solution. Second, we need to go after the leadership of ISIS. This is a very small leadership, a lot of command and control, a lot of sophistication. We need to take them off the battlefield. It will weaken the group. And then third, we need to find a solution to the problem in Syria, where they also control territory. That's the much more difficult problem, because we also need, in addition to airstrikes, we need a military on the ground in Syria to take these guys on. The only military around is Assad's military, and as you know, we're fighting Assad as well.
Should we make a deal in this case with Assad so you can get ISIS and make ISIS the priority?
So I think the first thing we need to do, Charlie, is to try to pressure the Russians and the Iranians to pressure Assad to step down. That is the best course of action here, to press him to step down, to get a new leadership in Syria who will work with us against ISIS. If that doesn't work, then I think we need to rethink our strategy vis-a-vis Assad. Yes.
I mean, Mike, you heard the president very clearly this morning trying to do some cleanup from the week before, where he said our objective is clear, and that is to degrade and destroy ISIL. But that does mean doing more than just in Iraq, right? Does it mean strikes in Syria?
I think it means strikes in Syria. I think it means a strategy in Syria. And I think it means going after the leadership. It means all of those things, Nora.
How do you go after the leadership?
You need very good intelligence on where they are. And then you either need to put guys on the ground to go get them, or you need to use unmanned aerial vehicles to kill them.
And Mike, I know this is sensitive, but clearly that type of planning would be going on, wouldn't it?
I would hope so, Nora.
One more quick question about Libya, because there's dangerous ideas are coming out of Libya and events there suggesting an Iraq-like situation.
Great question, Charlie. What's happening in Libya is very similar to what happened in Iraq. The extremists there, the al-Qaeda-affiliated groups there, are making a move to take over the country. They took Tripoli this weekend. A lot of people aren't focused on what's happening in Libya because what's happening in Iraq is dominating it, but we need to focus on Libya as well.
Mike Morell, thank you.
Welcome.